Hello. What are you doing?
Welcome in the red room. Yeah.
In the Technic room. Technic wax room.
Yeah, for the winter, outside on snow. And I changed this here to wax room because it needed warm. And I try a few more techniques. Something new. There's a dipping technique where you like this is a cancer cell. And this is very nice if it's so smooth because I want to polish this and then make it like I can put it and make it with a little bit of a gold layer on top. Or this here is like a stupid helmet of a fantasy helmet with tree growing on top. It's a little bit nonsense, but it's playing new techniques. This year I try a new technique where I take a copper wire from an electric wire and I burn the plastic off, then I have only the copper and I make a frame in the copper wire and then just work with wax around, and then if you melt the wax out, there will still the copper wire will stay inside and hopefully mix with the bronze what's coming in. This is crying chicken, he's flying. This is chicken. This is the idea of this wire is to make things very filigrane. They are always originals, and they are filigrane because of the construction is held together from the wire, but the wire stays inside the plaster. But they are always originals because you can't make a copy, because from this you cannot make a silicone form and not a negative. This will stay always just as a one piece. But I'm not. This I tried. Then this is now a new idea. You make just a metal stick inside, and then you put chicken wire around, and you form the whole body with chicken wire. And the chicken wire stays inside, and outside you take cloth with wax, with red wax, you dip it, and then you wrap it around, and you form it, and with more wax you do this, and then actually the center part here will be made in plaster. And the plaster is going in, and the chicken wire holds the plaster together if it's so filigrane, and it just stays then inside. You can try to get it out, but I think it will just stay inside. And the idea is also just an original. It's empty, it's a round. It's a little bit thick, this one. This one is very thin, so it should be around not stronger than a centimeter. And this is like if you make something a statue in clay, and then you pack it overnight in a cloth that it's not drying. They got the idea from, because this cloth is always so spontaneous, just wrapped around, and it looks so nice. So it's not a mummy, and it's or something that's just like a work in progress. It's hidden something. It's a secret. So that was the first try, and I'm making this here, the monk, with the cloth. And now I have here now around just 1 or 2 millimeters, so I have to bring outside more wax, and then with the spatula and with the heater, with the fire, I try to give him a good structure that it not look just like a stupid cloth. So the cloth is just giving the swing, but then I make everything a little bit more abstract. And then I found from all the days a hand that's over, so that will be just in bronze, it will be separately casted. And this is also on the end we welded on here. So he's just like a monk with a hand. And that will be a second one. This is also the copper wire idea. This is the flowers. I thought that would be a great idea, but I'm a little bit frustrated. It looks completely nonsense. Here you see I take just a thin cotton cloth and dip it into wax, and then you see I form it. When it's getting hard, you can form it and give it forms. And then with a hair dryer, with a hair föhn, you warm it up, and then you can wrap it there around. But it's also not working that well than I thought. And these are hanging statues. I make them now. They are inside. This is a new idea. Is a wire frame. Then around is a paper clay. The paper clay is made for children to make like little statues, and they're just drying in the air and not making anything. And this is actually an ugly material, but this is very good because if you burn it, with 800 degrees, it's not changing form. It stays in the center. Like this is the old. In early days they did it with clay, but this is this paper clay, and I tried. So the body inside is paper clay, then outside I dip it in wax. Then with a millimeter of wax. Then I give him the details with more wax, and I dip it one more time. And here you see the hands of this little devil. His tail is not finished. And you see the hands and the feet, they're just like, I dip it again and again and wax, and they're just coming drops out. So it is on the end, it's always just flying away. It gives him, because he's flying and all these drops, it gives him something speed. It gives him something a flying dynamic. So this is a little devil. Here's the waterman. He's like, he's starting out of the water. You see with all the drops here. Just a second, and I make a few more of that. And here, this is now the original canvas from an oil painting of a beautiful Baroque frame, all in gold. And this is such a big Baroque gold frame. And the inside, I want to make it now in bronze, a picture with drops coming out. So it's coming out inside the room. And then I think this will be also just platted gold. And there's platted gold, and the frame is a different gold. It is just the different shapes, and every gold has a different shine. And these different shines of gold will make this. Here's a try. I'm just playing. Winter is long. My marble stones are waiting outside. What can I do? But when it's finished, I will show you. Maybe it worked, maybe not. But it's all new inspirations to play. Good. My life.